How do you get your business to show up on Google? Today, we're going to take you through the PR edition, and I'm going to show you the exact steps I would recommend to any customer, any client, and even any friend. I actually had a friend recently ask me this question: Bridget, I have a photography company, and right now I'm not showing up on Google. Like, how does that work? How does this happen? And for many small business owners who don't know much about SEO, Google, indexing, keywords, search terms, PR, of course, that makes sense. So I'm going to show you how PR specifically can change that so you can control what shows up on page one. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that every single business owner needs to do to improve their rankings on Google. And if you are new here, my name is Bridget Eileen Cisco. I'm the co-founder of Visibility on Purpose, and we help product brands and small business owners, as well as founders, get featured in the media without paying an agency or a publicist. And I'm going to start today talking about why Google visibility matters, although I think that's pretty obvious. But one of the first things that you want to be thinking about is first impressions. So when a customer types in your name or your business or your area, you want to be one of the first people that comes up, right? It is like top real estate. Now, ChatGPT and other AI tools are actually impacting how we are showing up these days because research is also changing, and many people are doing their research right in AI tools. So that's a conversation for another day. But specifically today, if you want to come up on Google when someone is looking for a business like yours, how do we do that? What are the steps that we need to take? Because obviously we know that visibility matters. We also know that credibility on the internet also matters. So if someone Googles top chiropractors or top physical therapists in your county, in your area, and you've been featured in Healthline, Mind Body Green, Well and Good, that gives your brand social proof. And the beautiful thing is that you can control your narrative when you have press features and owned media showing up and populating those Google results, and especially the first page anyway, because who's scrolling to pages 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Probably not many people. So the first thing that we'd recommend any brand is to gain control and build your digital real estate, as we like to call it. So this is your owned media channels, meaning your website, your socials, your Google business profile. Making sure that you have all of those with your brand name is really important, and having those be as cohesive and the same kind of across the board. So our business is called Visibility on Purpose. If you Google that, everything related to our business is going to show up. If you Google our names, Visibility on Purpose is also going to show up because we've tied these things all together throughout this web of the internet. So you want to have your website, you want to have your social handles. Try to go claim those and make sure that you can build a professional image online. Also, add consistent branding and keywords when you do this so it's really clear what you do. And those keywords are important because the way that Google works is it's pulling and crawling and searching some of those pages, and your keywords do matter when it comes to ranking. Also, traffic matters. If you are a highly trafficked site, that's more likely to populate versus a small mommy blog. Just basics. You also want to make sure that you claim your business listing. So I did mention your Google business profile. Make sure to set that up. That is a way that people can find you, especially if you're a location-based business. If you are a brick and mortar, you need to have a Google My Business profile. You need to do it. It's free to set up. You're going to be asked to put in information like what is your business, what is it called, the actual location, and that's how it can show up on Google Maps, which is honestly a way people search. I just built my entire trip. I was in Asheville, North Carolina, basically based off of Google Maps and wanting to map things close to me. So create that profile. Also create other business listings like Yelp. So I used to work at Yelp, and Yelp is a search engine, right? It is used as a search engine, but it also has that idea of reviews and third-party opinions and word of mouth. So definitely create a Yelp business page. Again, that is free to make, and it is highly trafficked, and it populates well on Google because it is a highly trafficked site. There's also things like LinkedIn and other basic listings that you can make sure that you set up for your business so that when someone Googles you, it is you that's coming up all of your digital real estate. Now, the next thing that you want to do is really start to layer in PR for authority. So one of the cool things about PR, SEO, visibility on Google is that you are basically kind of tag teaming and collaborating with big magazines. So say I am a nutritionist and I get my brand featured for commentary in Well and Good. Well and Good is a respected publication that is highly trafficked, right? There are sites that are going to show you the unique monthly visitors, and it's probably in the millions for a platform and publication like that. So when my website is linked to a site like that, it boosts my domain authority and my ranking. Therefore, when someone Googles my business, not only is that going to show up, that article will likely show up, but also your digital real estate. So that's really where you can start to layer in PR for authority. So you want to be getting on podcasts. If you are a service provider, a product brand, podcasts can be great. If you are local, there's also local podcasts, and it can still boost that credibility and authority. There are online publications, and there are so many out there these days, and you can align it with your brand values, your niche, like your theme, and really get some incredible press for what you're doing. Even local news, there are TV stations, but you want to be careful of like pay to play and your budget. There are ways, and of course, we have so many videos on this channel showing you how to do this without like paying an arm and a leg. Now, each press feature becomes a new search result for your name and your brand. And that's huge. I want to say that again. Each press feature, the podcast, the online publication, you being featured in a magazine, becomes a new search result for your name and brand. So you have this ability to, again, boost your ranking on Google by getting featured in the media. And I have a lot of videos on PR and SEO and how they go hand in hand. So just take a look here if you need more of that. Now, a pro tip, and I've made so many videos on this, are you can answer journalist queries. So if you are a product brand and say you make candles, I always use that example. Say you make candles. Well, say that there's a journalist who's writing a story on candles, like how to create your first candle company, maybe something like that. There are websites like Harrow, Quoted, Featured.com, Source of Sources that can actually help you answer the journalist questions. So that means you don't need to do like cold media outreach, although we do recommend that as part of a customized, personalized PR strategy for your brand. So all those things together are where SEO meets PR. And SEO stands for search engine optimization. The cool thing is that likely when you're featured, not every single time, so you can't quote me on this, but you're going to get a backlink, which means they're going to say visibility on purpose, does this X, Y, and Z in that magazine article, and that's going to be linked to our website. Again, it's going to boost our domain authority and our rankings. So you want to get those backlinks, and this is a whole strategy, just securing backlinks for your brand. Okay, whether it's on small blogs, it can help, but of course, highly trafficked is going to boost you even more. It's kind of like you're helping each other out, right? If you're on a podcast, if you're in a big publication, if you're on TV, like all of those media mentions help your SEO and boost your brand's credibility. So we also recommend like press page on your website, host some of those links, kind of connect them to each other, repurpose the press on your blogs, on your socials, and that also will boost your search rankings. So amazing, right? You can also think about local papers, community podcasts, chamber of commerce, like all of those things can help. And this is why we really think about PR like an ecosystem. There are so many, it is connected to so many things in your business, whether it's marketing, whether it is advertising, whether it is sales. PR is like another piece of that puzzle. Everything works hand in hand and in tandem to boost your brand and get you seen more. So coming back to today was all about, okay, how do I get my brand on Google? Well, one of the ways that you can do that from a PR perspective is, of course, every single business listing site. So own that digital real estate. And then you're also going to want to add PR into the mix. And that's going to support you building your brand authority and you being seen more and more on the internet. So that when someone types in not only your name, your brand name, but even a keyword related to your brand, it's you who comes up first. Now, of course, there are SEO companies, and this is not to negate or diminish that because I think that's also really important. And you should have a conversation with an SEO company if you need help. SEM, there's like AI SEO these days. There's a lot happening. But from a PR perspective, this is what we'd recommend any client to be doing. So as a reminder, like PR isn't just about bragging rights, although it's incredible to be able to say, hey, I was like featured in Forbes or I was in Business Insider this week, no big deal. It's really about owning your Google search results. You start small, you land one press feature this month and really start to see how quickly your brand presence grows online. And Lydia, my business partner, who's been a publicist for a decade, has seen some of her private PR clients, their campaign skyrocket traffic to their Google search page because of the visibility through press and podcasts and other curated media features. If you love this content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be back with another episode next week. And of course, if you ever need any kind of customized, personalized PR support for your brand or your business, feel free to check out our website, and all of our links are below in the description of this video. We'll talk to you soon.